Can you imagine a church with unstoppable faith put into action through multi-site initiatives? Unstoppable hope, a future reflected in the lives of family and children. A mission of unstoppable love that is far-reaching and expressed through the hands and feet of 50 church plants in 5 years.
Because we can't quit, we can't stop. We must be His church.
The Compass Church began on August 11, 1957, with 17 people in attendance and has grown to a congregation of approximately 3,000.
My husband and I made this church our home about 46 years ago. The name of this church originally was the Evangelical Free Church, but now we have a special name, the Compass. They had been meeting at the bank, and then they met at BB School. When we came, they were meeting in the women's building downtown across from the old post office. And we met there for probably about 6 months. Now we had a church building to move into.
I came to this church in September of 1983. I was the youth pastor. Then we were a congregation of about 250 people, about the size of our youth ministry right now. A lot has changed over the years. The world has changed dramatically. But you know what? God hasn't.
I've been coming to Compass since 2008 when I was 5. What it means to have Jesus in my life, it means love, care, kindness, forgiveness. When He forgave my sins, that was a big deal in my life when I got baptized. If He wasn't in my heart, I would just be living a nothing life in a nothing world, and I wouldn't be very happy.
My name is Maya. I've been coming to this church since I was 5 and I'm 12 years old. My church has always been a very loving church who's accepting to anybody. So whenever I haven't had a good week, I can always look forward to being in church.
We want to expand the influence of our Hobson campus to reach young families. We feel that our children's ministry at all of our campuses should be unstoppable in influencing the next generation for Christ. In order to do this, we want to renovate our children's area and create a safe, fun, and exciting environment where children can learn and grow in their faith and invite their friends. We envision our children's ministry being more than weekends and our Wednesday night Awana program. We want our children's facility to be a weekly destination for children and their families. We envision a Compass Cafe at our Hobson site that will serve our neighbors and congregation as a gathering place for refreshments, community, discipleship, and study. Our hope is that parents will hang out at the cafe while children enjoy our facility and programming.
I would say all the donations that were made here at church definitely changed my life. When we went to Nashville, all those donations that were helping us stay there, which it helped us change other people's lives and all of our lives.
If I had a wish to change the world, I would wish that if there could be more followers of Jesus.
We are committed more than ever to reach others for Jesus Christ. And beyond our financial support, we were determined to make strong relational commitments. And those commitments have resulted in 29 missionaries being supported and sent out, 14 of which have grown up here. And 3 of those are second-generation missionaries serving God on the field. And of those remaining 15, 10 we have supported for over 20 years. We are now coming alongside church planting movements in Southeast Asia and in Europe. And we want to see hundreds of healthy churches being established. We want to see training centers emerging in strategic locations, equipping pastors and future leaders. And we want to see an ever-increasing number of you going and making a difference here, near, and far.
Over the past 3 years, Pastor Dale has been invited to teach and train pastors around the world and specifically in Southeast Asia. We have committed to planting 50 churches in the next 5 years throughout Southeast Asia. For the first time, the Compass Church is helping to launch Awana in Vietnam with the hope of reaching thousands of children. Another initiative we have is to help establish a training and rescue center for youth caught in the awful sex trade between India and Bangladesh. So far, we have bought the land, and now we must partner with the right staff to build, recruit, train, and equip the rescue center. We are also reaching out close to home through our multi-site strategy.
Hi, I'm Rich Sanford, campus pastor of a 95th Street site. Since the opening of our worship center in 2005, we have continually seen the need to expand our influence beyond the immediate neighborhood. So we began to pray to see if God wanted for us to become a multi-site church. In October of 2010, that vision became a reality as we launched our first ever multi-site in Southwest Naperville at Crone Middle School on 111th Street. Today, that campus is now in our permanent location on 95th Street.
By expanding, we are able to reach even more people, and I know that for a lot of my friends, bringing them to church was great, but it was even harder to get them back because I live further south in Naperville, but now that we've opened up the 95th campus, all of my friends live within like 5 minutes of it, so it's really easy for them to get the opportunity to go. I'm Rebecca Covington, I'm 16 years old, and my family's been coming here for 23 years.
Now we have some future expansion in mind for our 95th Street campus, specifically a Compass Cafe, a place where people can gather all week long for a good cup of coffee, fellowship, study, and a place to share community. It's our desire to have a community connection, much in the way that we did with our very successful backpack drive.
I first met Diana earlier this spring as we were talking about ways in which we could work together, her church as well as our school district, as it concerns supporting kids in the community.
When we sat down to meet, I simply asked him how he thought our church could have impact in this community. So we had said that we would be committed to making sure that every kid there would go to school with their supplies. Our junior high and high school kids actually helped hand out the supplies. As I begin to see how God is using us at the 95th campus, I am so excited to see that we are moving to a third campus. What we have started in one place, I believe, will continue here, and yet we have an opportunity to be unstoppable and reach even further in another area of the community.
My name's Brett Lilly, campus pastor for our upcoming third site. As we get closer to our third site, I've been asked two questions: where and why? Well, where, we've narrowed it down to an area that consists of Downers Grove, Darien, Westmont, and Woodridge, with Ogden on the north, 355 on the west, Kingery 83rd on the east, and I-55 on the south. Why? Well, currently on the Hobson campus, we have 967 people that come from that area of the Chicagoland suburbs. And within a 5-mile radius of the center of that location, there are 220,000 people that need to hear the message of Jesus Christ. So we plan on taking the Compass Church that direction and sharing that message with them.
Charles and Cheryl Shearer were in this church at the very beginning. I'd like to share some excerpts from a challenge that Charles gave to us about 20 years ago. We started as a very small group of people who had a desire to serve the Lord in Naperville. There were ups and downs from that handful of people to what our church is today. But whenever the church grew to a point of no more growth, we took a step of faith to search out who we were. We had to decide if the Lord's work was more important to us than having a little church with warm, fuzzy feelings. It'll take a desire on our parts to see the church grow. If the old methods don't work anymore, find new ones. We can never reach a plateau and think the job is complete.
One thing that really encourages me, not just about the Compass Church, but about everything that has to do with Jesus in general, people grabbing their faith and saying, hey, let's go. And it's really exciting to be part of a church that is active in that. And is participating in part of God's unstoppable plan. My name is Bradley Campbell. I'm 17 years old, and I've been going to the Compass Church for a long time.
It's not us that are going to make it happen. It's God that has made it happen from day one. It was He that has blessed all these years. We need to be a part of His unstoppable love to everyone.
Now comes the most dangerous time in the life of our church. We can stop caring about others who don't know Jesus yet. We can stop using our resources to bless others and instead please ourselves. We can stop taking risks and play it careful. We can stop changing and become predictable. Do you want to stop? Does God want us to stop? Be unstoppable.